Assalamu alaikum, I'm Aisha and you're watching Samaa News. Here are today's headlines. US President Donald Trump is unhappy with the latest Iranian proposal on resolving the two-month war, dampening hopes for a resolution to the conflict that has disrupted energy supplies, fueled inflation, and killed thousands. Iran's latest proposal would set aside discussion of Iran's nuclear program until the war is ended and disputes over shipping from the Gulf are resolved. A US official said that is unlikely to satisfy Washington, which says nuclear issues must be dealt with from the outset, and Trump was unhappy with Iran's proposal for that reason. White House spokeswoman Olivia Wales said the US has been clear about its red lines.
White House says President Donald Trump has discussed a new Iranian proposal on resolving the war with Tehran with his top national security aides. White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt said the plan includes reopening the Strait of Hormuz and delaying nuclear talks. She added that Washington's core demands remain unchanged, including full access to the waterway and control over Iran's enriched uranium.
Iran has reportedly sent the United States a new diplomatic proposal through Pakistani mediators aimed at reopening the Strait of Hormuz and ending the war. According to Axios, Iran's latest proposal focuses first on reopening the Strait of Hormuz and ending hostilities. The plan would delay negotiations over Iran's nuclear program until after an agreement is reached on maritime access and a ceasefire and the US blockade is lifted. White House spokesperson Olivia Wales has said that Trump has made clear that the United States holds the cards and would only make a deal that puts the American people first. Iran is ready to share its defensive weapons capabilities with independent countries, especially members of the Shanghai Cooperation Organization. Deputy Defense Minister Reza Tlaibani said Tehran is ready to share the experiences of America's defeat with other members of the organization. The Iranian official recently held talks with Russian and Belarusian defense personnel, with Moscow and Minsk stressing their will to continue cooperation with Tehran. Saudi Arabia will host an exceptional meeting of the Gulf Cooperation Council in Jeddah today, the first in-person meeting of Gulf leaders since their states became a front in the Iran war 2 months ago. A Gulf official, speaking on condition of anonymity, said the meeting aimed to craft a response to the thousands of Iranian missile and drone attacks Gulf states have faced since the US and Israel launched the war with strikes on Iran on February 28. Qatar's emir, Kuwait's crown prince, Bahrain's king, and the United Arab Emirates foreign minister arrived in Jeddah to attend the summit. It was unclear who would represent Oman, the remaining member of the GCC, along with Saudi Arabia, which hosts the council's headquarters. The GCC has faced some criticism from the UAE over what it said has been an inadequate response to the war.
At least 6 tankers carrying Iranian oil have been forced to turn back under the US blockade, highlighting growing disruption in the Strait of Hormuz. Ship tracking data shows a dramatic fall in traffic, with only a handful of vessels crossing, compared to over 100 daily movements before the war. The slowdown has effectively halted oil shipments to global markets, adding pressure on energy supply chains as the conflict continues.
US President Trump and First Lady Melania Trump have called on ABC and parent company Walt Disney to fire Jimmy Kimmel after the late-night host made a joke about Melania Trump days before a shooting incident near the White House Correspondents Association dinner. Kimmel later responded on his show, saying the joke was not a call for violence and was instead aimed at the couple's age difference and public dynamic. The president said Kimmel's remarks were far beyond the pale and described the joke as a despicable call to violence. Melania strongly criticized Kimmel in a post on X, calling his remarks hateful and violent. Britain's King Charles and Queen Camilla have arrived in the United States for a 4-day trip, welcomed by self-proclaimed royal fan Donald Trump, even as the US president has differed with the British government over the Iran war. After landing at Joint Base Andrews, the site of a brief arrival ceremony, Charles and Camilla proceeded to the White House, where they were greeted by Trump and First Lady Melania Trump, who exchanged kisses on the cheek with the King and Queen, while the president shook their hands. The King and Queen later appeared at a garden party at the British ambassador's residence. That's all for now. For more updates, visit www.samaa.tv. Thank you for watching Samaa News.